I was actually at the Snake Pit one day.
Okay.
In Enaville.
Yep.
And this fella that he had just bought it at the time. And he had come back from Bavaria, somewhere, I want to say Austria, but I could be wrong. But he had just come back, and we got to talking, and it comes out, I own a distillery. And he said, oh, have you ever tried this? And he brings out this stuff called Zerbenschnaps, which is called the Stone Pine Liqueur of the Alps. And it was really interesting. I don't like gin, but it had this real nice, botanical, earthy, pine cone flavor, Yeah. And we got to talking about it. So the Bavarian stone pine and the Northwest white pine, they're like this. They're barely a species off of each other. So it got wheels turning in my head because, he's like, oh, it'd be a great gimmick. And I'm like, well, who cares if it's a gimmick? It'd be a great product, you know? And if I can get ahead of the curve and be, as far as I know, I was the first one in the country that made it. In America, that is. Not any country. So, I figured out where there were some stands of white pine and went and picked a whole bunch of white pine cones. And they were just, you can see it by the color. They're purple, they're sappy, they're just sticky as hell.
Yeah.
But the Bavarians actually used corn liquor, but I decided to use brandy, my apple brandy at that. And then after about 4 months, following the recipe from the Bavarians and then just general observation, about 4 months is all it takes. The pine cone's not giving any more to the brandy, and the brandy's not taking any more from the pine cone. So I proofed it down. Well, I didn't even proof it down. I just added honey to it until I liked the flavor, and this is what I got.
So why that shape of bottle versus your guys' traditional bottle shape?
I think for this product, it's a little more elegant. I do have 375s
Since we're talking about that,
the
I guess
flask,
I'll take a pour of it.
But I just think for a 375, Niagara is a really nice bottle. Nice skinny neck.
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to put just the plain old honey spirits or barrel reserve even in a 375, it'd be the flask.
Thank you.
Is that what you're drinking now?
Yeah.
All right.
Since we were talking about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Give it a nose, man.
Tell me what you think and don't hold back because, I've heard I've heard it all, man. You should have heard the tasting notes from the very first time I went to competition.
The smell on it is fantastic. It's kind of like you're walking through the forest and sniffing.
That is never bad.
See, to me, it tastes a lot more like iced tea.
Yeah.
So, a good sweet iced tea. But when it first went to competition, the first tasting notes came back, and it was like, oh my gosh, it's like I just ate a pine cone. And it's like, well, what's the biggest word on the label?
Yeah, right.
Right. You're not trying to hide it.
Graphic you're using here? I'm not sure what kind of image you're trying to put out there.
Yeah.
Maybe something to do with pine?
Right. So, but when it goes to competition, since it was so new to the American market, there was really nobody that knew anything to do with it, right? Yeah. So they didn't know what it was supposed to taste like, and so they picked judges, but they didn't pick judges based on their knowledge of Bavarian spirits,
And you can buy that bottle here right before this one we can buy over there.
Right here, yeah.
I'm going to buy a bottle of that before I leave because we're going camping in a couple of weeks. I'm going to take that.
This is, I love this.
Yeah. I'm going to take that up with us when we go
So
camping.
I'm a Manhattan drinker, and I will, instead of putting a full 3/4 ounce of vermouth in my Manhattan, I'll split it half and half with this, and it dries it out really nice, and it adds just a great character that I love.
Nice.
It's really nice on some vanilla ice cream, but it has, in my opinion, it has to be the vanilla bean ice cream.
Okay.
And it's just like a half an ounce on 2 scoops. Perfect.
There's a lot of stuff going over ice cream these days. Yeah, you can almost put, I could see that going good over ice cream.
You know, I haven't tried it with butter pecan.
Well, I mean,
A splash of that might be good too.
want to mix it up while
Wouldn't
we're
be bad.
recording. When you're at home and you're hanging out, what are you drinking?
Barrel Reserve.
Oh yeah. Point to it.
Over here. Can I have a bottle of the Barrel Reserve, please? This is the one I drink. So,
Okay. Barrel Reserve. Nice.
always in a brand new barrel. But I mean, all my honey products, they retain the flavor of honey, even after they've spent years in a brand. I mean, this is in a brand new barrel,
Okay.
so it still. I mean, on the back end, I mean, you know, it's made with honey. I mean, if you were to taste it blind, you'd be going, "What was that flavor?" But when somebody says honey, it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, absolutely." You know.
Well, that cask strength is one that I always keep on my bar at the house. That's so good.
That cask strength. I mean, I'm never the guy to toot my own horn, but that was. So it is the barrel finish product. The barrel finish. I mean, it's got golds, it's got silvers, but I sent in the same batch of cask strength and barrel finished. They were the same batch. But the cask strength, you know, was at that time it was 58% alcohol,
Okay.
and it got a double gold, whereas the barrel finished got a silver in that competition. So
Well, there's plenty
their
of
flavors are so dynamically different.
plenty of awards all over the place up there.
Yeah. You let other people toot your horn.
I'd rather that because I'm just, I don't know.
So this, hands down, every day.
For
sit
me,
down,
yeah, that's what I drink.
It's smooth. It's got great flavor.
80
Nosing and
80 proof.
and after, yeah, it's 80 proof. So I like 80 proof. That's where I like to hang out at.
Well, and you know,
And what was your single malt again?
it's 86 proof,
Yeah,
43% alcohol.
Right around there.
So if you
yeah.
want it, if you want to knock it down, just drop some water in there and, you know, get what you want out of it. It's
No, that was right in there. Yeah, that's good.
But I mean, like the cask strength, that was not something I planned on doing. I emptied a barrel one day,
Really?
and I always taste, you know, as soon as I empty a barrel, I taste it to see what what it's going to need to do.
Yeah.
And I tasted that, and it's like, there is no way I'm putting water in this. It's going in a bottle, and that's where that came from. I mean, it was just like, well, now I've got it taking up space in the back. I better get a label for it, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm out of that at the house too, so I might have to get some more of that. But nice. All right.
Anyway.